Hideki Tojo, a name etched in history, a central figure in the cataclysm of World War II. Tojo's decisions shaped the destiny of millions. This essay delves into his life, motivations, and the ramifications of his actions. Tojo's story is inseparable from the narrative of Japan's imperial ambitions. His rise mirrored the country's own trajectory towards conflict. Understanding Tojo requires understanding the context of his time. This is not to absolve him of responsibility. Tojo's choices, driven by a potent mix of nationalism and militarism, had devastating consequences. We will examine these choices and their impact on the world stage. Ultimately, this exploration seeks to illuminate a complex figure. Tojo was a product of his time, yet also an architect of it. His legacy remains a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the enduring costs of war. Hideki Tojo's early life hinted at the steely resolve he would later display. Born in 1884 to a samurai family, discipline and loyalty were instilled in him from a young age. His military career began in 1904, marked by rapid advancement through the ranks. Tojo's intelligence and unwavering dedication did not go unnoticed. He earned a reputation as a demanding officer, nicknamed Razor for his sharp mind and strict adherence to rules. His postings to Europe in the 1920s exposed him to Western ideologies, but also solidified his belief in Japanese superiority. This conviction, coupled with his growing influence within the army, positioned him as a key figure in Japan's militaristic turn. By the 1930s, Tojo had risen to prominence in the government. He held several ministerial positions, advocating for expansionism and military preparedness. His ascent culminated in 1941 with his appointment as prime minister, solidifying his control over a nation on the brink of war. To grasp Tojo's actions, we must understand the ideological forces shaping Japan. The island nation, once isolated, had undergone rapid modernization in the late 19th century. This transformation fueled a desire for resources and international recognition, often manifesting as aggressive expansionism. The belief in Japan's divine destiny and cultural superiority permeated society. This ideology, coupled with the perceived threat of Western imperialism, created a climate of fervent nationalism. The military, viewed as the embodiment of national spirit, gained immense political influence. Within this context, figures like Tojo flourished. He embraced the idea of a greater East Asia co-prosperity sphere, a vision of Japanese dominance masking a brutal reality of exploitation. Tojo saw war as both inevitable and necessary to achieve Japan's rightful place in the world. His convictions were shared by many in the government and military. Fueled by a potent mix of national pride, economic ambition, and fear of Western encroachment, Japan marched steadily towards conflict. The decision to attack Pearl Harbor was not a rash act of aggression, it was the culmination of years of strategic planning. Japan, facing crippling economic sanctions, saw war as the only way to break free. Tojo and his cabinet believed a swift strike would cripple American resolve. It was a gamble, a desperate attempt to achieve their ambitions. On December 7, 1941, the gamble was made. The attack, while a tactical success, ultimately proved to be a strategic blunder. It galvanized American public opinion, transforming a reluctant nation into a determined adversary. Tojo, the architect of this decision, now faced the full fury of the American war machine. He had underestimated the resolve of the United States, a miscalculation with devastating consequences. The early months of the Pacific War saw startling Japanese victories. However, the tide began to turn as American industrial might and strategic prowess came to bear. The war, initially envisioned as a swift campaign, dragged on, costing Japan dearly in both resources and manpower. As defeats mounted, Tojo's grip on power began to weaken. Criticism of his leadership grew, even within the military. The once unwavering support for the war effort waned as the true cost of Tojo's ambitions became tragically clear. In July 1944, following a series of military setbacks, Tojo resigned as prime minister. His fall from grace was as swift as his rise to power. Japan, devastated by years of war, faced an uncertain future. Tojo's legacy at this point was one of destruction and defeat. He had led his nation into a catastrophic war, a gamble that had cost millions of lives and left Japan in ruins. In the aftermath of Japan's surrender in 1945, Hideki Tojo was arrested, tried and executed for war crimes in December 1948. His legacy continues to resonate today, symbolizing Japanese imperialism and the horrors of World War II. Tojo's story serves as a cautionary tale about unchecked nationalism and the devastating consequences of war. Understanding his motivations is crucial for comprehending the forces that shaped the 20th century. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe for more historical insights.